Hi guys. A question that keeps getting thrown at me, privately and on the comment section of my videos, is what is my opinion of Skywind? Now, for those of you who have no idea what Skywind is, I will quickly explain. Skywind is essentially a mod, but a very ambitious mod. Its basic aim is to bring the Morrowind game to Skyrim. So you can play the Morrowind land, the Morrowind story, etc. within the Skyrim game. So obviously you get the perks, this Skyrim progression, etc. All the usual things, and obviously a vastly improved engine, but with the story quests, etc. from Morrowind. Now, if you're wondering why people would want to do that, the simple answer is Morrowind was brilliant. Amongst Elder Scrolls aficionados, it's probably considered the best of the Elder Scrolls games. I mean, some opinions obviously vary. It's very opinion based, but I think you'll find most people who are hardcore Elder Scrolls fans will agree that if it's not the best, it's certainly one of the best. It had a very unique character to it, the game did. So, I mean, very fond memories of it. If you've not played Morrowind, it's very cheap. You can get it on Steam, and even with its very dated graphics and engine, it's still an utterly superb game. I mean, I could play it now and still thoroughly enjoy it. And with all the mods you can get for it, you can actually make it look pretty cool. So anyway, so that's what this is. It's basically bringing that game to Skyrim. Now, obviously, that's a major task, and you need to actually own both games when using this mod. You can't just have Skyrim. You have to have Skyrim and Morrowind and all of the Morrowind DLC. Now, this has actually been done before. There was a mod called Morroblivion, which brought Morrowind to Oblivion, and for those of you who are Fallout fans, there was the Requiem for the Capital Wasteland, and I believe another mod called A Tale of Two Wastelands, which I never did try, but those brought Fallout 3 to the Fallout New Vegas engine. These mods all share one thing in common in the fact that they were banned on the Nexus websites at the request of Bethesda. So of course there is a lot of expectation that Skywind will receive the same treatment. So yeah. Now, the ban itself probably isn't all that effective because you still can get those files and you can still download the instructions, although not from Nexus. And I'm not going to link to them purely because I'm still not sure what the legal situation is on with regards to that. I'm also not completely in love with the fact that Bethesda banned those. I don't believe the existence of these mods harms their business in any way, shape or form. However, of course, I'm not a Bethesda shareholder, and I don't work for them, so I don't know the ins and outs. And although you need to actually own both games to play using those mods, so you could argue it won't hurt their sales. In fact, it might actually encourage people to buy the older games. They might look at it in a different way. They might be looking at this from the point of view of what's in it for them, and if there's nothing in it for them, why take the risk? Again, I'm not sure I agree with that mentality, and I am not, I mean, I personally wish they'd just give it its blessing and let people do it, because I actually don't think it hurts their direct sales, and I don't think it will cause them any trouble or embarrassment, etc. They may just have banned it because they're worried about the precedents it sets. The idea that if people can do this, they could do this for any of their games, and maybe they're worried about losing control. I'm not 100% sure, but of course this does mean there's a fairly good chance that they're going to do this with Skywind. Now, before everyone gets like all up in arms and says, oh, let's boycott Bethesda are evil, etc., which is probably going to happen from certain people, I want to echo something that Dark One on the Nexus forums was hinting at, or even saying outright, that we should not be angry at Bethesda just because of this. We may not agree with them, but Bethesda support the modding community beyond what any other game developer does, I think. I mean, I can't think of another game developer, at least of that size, that quite supports the modding community as much as Bethesda. I mean, you only have to look at the tools they provide, the way they structure their games in a way that actually helps modders, to realise that, you know, we owe them a hell of a lot. Now, you could say they get something in return, and they probably do. They get a lot of ideas, a lot of free R&D, and to some degree they get away with being able to ship buggy games because they know we'll fix them. But I do think that in the end we get more out of this deal. It's a very symbiotic relationship, but we get a lot out of it, and they probably don't earn that much more money because of us. They probably don't get that many extra sales. I don't think I've ever met anyone who says, you know, the only reason I bought Skyrim is because I knew it would be modded. I've heard people say the only reason they bought it on PC was because it was modded. But I don't really think Bethesda care whether we buy it on a PC or on an Xbox or whatever. So let's remember this. They give us a lot. And what we don't want to do, and again I'm going to echo Dark One on this, is we don't want to make it more trouble than it's worth. We don't want Bethesda to be thinking, you know what, this modding lark is just, all we get is hassle, people boycotting us, and let's just not make our games very moddable. And I think that would be a disaster for us more than them. So, you know, just before everyone goes a bit bonkers and starts petitioning them, let's just keep some perspective here. They do support modding more than anyone else. So yeah, right. I want to get that out up front before I give my general opinion on Skywind and how Bethesda should handle it. So, having said that, having got the caveats out of the way, here is my opinion, or my feeling of how I would like to address this issue, and the message I would like to send to Bethesda regarding Skywind. Please, please, please don't ban it. Please let them do it. Oh, I mean, seriously, this is one of the greatest things I've seen for Skyrim since it started. I love Morrowind. I absolutely adore that game. You will not lose sales. I promise you, you won't lose sales. I'll buy Morrowind again. I've already bought it twice. I bought the box version and I bought it on Steam. I'll buy it another time if you let them do this. I will buy Skyrim and Morrowind again just to play Morrowind on the Skyrim engine. Just please don't ban it. I'm begging you. Please. You know, we appreciate everything you've done for us, Bethesda. We really do. But please just let them take Morrowind to Skyrim. Begging you.